What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Craving Wild podcast episode. This is episode 52 with a good buddy, Justan Green. Justan Green is just another one of those dudes, right? He's just another guy who just loves to hunt and, just seems to continually get it done year after year on really good deer. He's an all-around sportsman. Obviously, deer and turkey takes over for most, but he's got the family. He works really hard. He's got a son. It's really hard to, or I shouldn't say hard. It's difficult to be consistent when you have all those other outside factors, and that's one of the, he's one of the guys that we want to get on this show to kind of tell their story, because that's the normal dude, right? Like, that's the normal guy, has a family, has a job where he's working 50, 60, like a 40-hour week is not that, like, that's not normal. It's the 50 to 60 hour weeks, and, just thinking about hunting year round, and, being able to share his success story. And this story isn't, I'm not going to give it away too much, but it's really a story of, shit can happen at any point in time. So you got to be ready for it. And this is just kind of another example of that. Then afterwards, we get into our normal kind of just bullshit session, which, if you're new to our, podcast, we do curse, we say some ignorant stuff. But there's also points of education. There's points of laughter. There's points of, emotion. There's a lot of stuff that goes on here. It's not all just a bunch of idiots wearing camo. I think we're proving that with the amount of bone that's been put on the ground, the amount of intelligence that's been spit by the guests that we have on this show week after week. I know it's coming to the end of deer season, and some of us might be getting to the point where we're a little burned out, or we are burned out, or we're kind of moving on to other stuff. And that as Craving Wild, that's what we're going to do as well. We're going to keep on moving. Like, it doesn't end. Obviously, deer is the most important thing for us. That's where we're going to get the most information, the most content. That's what we've been doing the most. But we also have a plethora of other things coming down the pipe. We have some episodes lined up for target archery. The benefits of that for your hunting, all sorts of stuff, waterfowl, trapping, and it's just gonna flow into we have a shed guy lined up to talk to. That's gonna be coming out more towards shed season. We got ice fishing. Hopefully, I don't know. It's been 50 degrees here. I don't know about you guys across the country, but I'm pretty well. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, by the way. I was in shorts and a t-shirt all day, and I'm not in Florida, so. If that says anything, ice fishing, not looking so good. But, just as the seasons progress, we're just going to try to keep it relevant to that time. And hopefully you guys enjoy that. I know we've been talking about it a little bit. There are some minor changes coming down the pipe. We're not going to give it away. It's good. It's for good. Nothing's bad. But we do have some stuff coming down the pipe. We have a kind of a special episode coming down the pipe that we didn't even record yet, but we're really pumped for that. It's just going to be pretty much a room full of like-minded individuals, and we're going to just hit record and see what happens. So it could be an hour, it could be 7 hours. We don't really know how wild, no pun intended, that one's going to get. So as far as our team goes, obviously you can tell I'm the only one yapping into a mic because, like I said, it is Christmas. So everyone's with their families having a good time, eating entirely way too much, but it's all right. We got small game season, we got shed season. We're gonna burn it off. We're gonna get back down to fight and weight over the summer, and put them plans together and shoot the biggest buck of your life next year if you haven't already this year. So that's the goal. That's the plan. For us, it's small game. Really, is what we got left. Small game, waterfowl, upland, maybe some winter bow in some other states. So there's a little bit of stuff here and there. Obviously, the podcast, shooting bows. We got some tournaments coming up. So, a lot of shit going on in the Craving Wild world headquarters over here. Hopefully we could keep up. Hopefully we don't burn out. I don't think we will. We're having an absolute blast as long as you guys are having fun listening to us talk about absolutely nothing, really. But yeah, no, it's been fun. The interaction with everybody on all the socials has been is awesome. It's hilarious. You guys are the best. We do have Oh man, we have very, very little shirts left, and hats. If you guys are interested in a shirt or a hat before they're done, I don't want to give too much away, but that's a hint in itself right there. Grab them now, because once they're gone, they're gone. We're not doing any more of them. So, we're actually testing out new stuff right now. That's where I'm gonna stop. We're testing out new stuff right now, and then whatever happens from there happens from there. So, I think I covered everything. I think I bored you guys enough. We will get you into this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoy episode 52. At the end of the day, you need the people, right?
Correct. I just want people hunting. I was happy to see there's people hunting up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you hunt a lot? Well, obviously you hunt public because you just said you did, but do you hunt, like, is it like 50-50 or just kind of however it comes?
Well, archery season's pretty much all private.
Okay.
And then, depending on what I got going on, like I shot my buck in archery, so I didn't have a buck tag left. So
Right.
I was out on the state lands doing drives with some of the guys, and like I said, we've seen deer, but nothing spectacular.
It's like weird because there's pockets. There's like pockets of the deer that are coming out. And you're like, holy shit! Like that deer right there. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And then you got other pockets where it's just like trash.
yeah. We ran into a lot of trash. We didn't. I think the biggest one that they got was I didn't score it, but it was probably like it was a nice 130-inch 10-pointer, but that was the only one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and
probably young too. Was it?
Yeah. It wasn't real wide. It was only like 16 wide, but it had real long tines.
Okay.
It was a nice deer. I would have shot it.
Beautiful deer, but
Yeah.
man, I feel like some of them deer around here, they get like another year or two.
That's the problem, getting the other year or two, especially on state land. Like, that's why, like, that's all I used to hunt was state land when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have pictures of this. I'd see them and let them go. I'd be like, oh man, another year, another 2 years would be good. And then you see Joe Schmo posting the picture of, well, it ain't getting another year or two.
No.
You know?
No.
On the private land, it's a little bit better, but you still have, even the private land that I hunt, like that one spot I have is like 15 acres. You know what I mean? Like,
They're not staying on the 15 acres.
no,
Yeah.
and it's all state land around it, so it's not
Oh shit.
yeah, it's. I mean, I do have deer come back
Mm-hmm.
that make it through, but for the majority of it, it's, if you're willing to pass it, there's still a good chance it's not going to make it. But
That's crazy. I've never thought of like private being surrounded by public.
yeah,
Like that whole playing that game,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I hunt private that's surrounded by private.
yeah.
You got to deal with all that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
People lying.
And even though, like, I have another property that I hunt that's private, surrounded by private, but if your neighbors ain't on the same page as you, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? You let them walk by and they walk off the property to the other private property, and boom,
Have you had conversations with your neighbors about like, hey, why don't we do like 130 or 4.5-year-olds? Or
Yeah. Well,
or
yeah.
you know the answer.
Yeah. They're all like, oh yeah, and then no. Yeah. Then
First Saturday of rifles.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
doesn't
everything
work.
changed.
So
That's awesome. All right, before we get any further, and people start asking who the hell's talking, Dan is always.
Edward.
Antonio is not here because he's. We'll just leave it at that. It's his wife's birthday.
yeah,
So,
there you go.
Yeah, it is what it is. And then you just heard him talking. Our guest of the week. Who do we got?
Justin Green.
Justin, where are you from? Like, keep it broad. Don't get as narrow as you feel comfortable.
Kunkletown.
Okay.
You know,
All right. So, how long have you been hunting?
since I was 12, since I was
So
old
pretty
enough.
much.
Yeah.
But it was actually funny. We've been talking about this, and it might actually we might air this. Talk about mentors,
Yeah.
like bringing in your son. How
Yeah.
how old's your son?
He'll be 5 in April, so he as far the rules that I heard, I'd have to look it up. Technically, would be able to get a mentor license this coming year, and he would have to use my tags. I don't think he's mature enough for that yet,
Okay.
so he's probably gonna wait till he's 7, and then he gets, from what I understood, gets his own tag. Like I said, I have to read up on it. I don't know for sure what the rule is, but
You're gonna start with the crossbow thing.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to.
yeah.
go.
Unless he puts on a bunch of weight here and some muscle in the next couple of years, but I don't think he. I think even a 22 250 might be too much for him right now. So
really,
yeah.
just
scrawny little thing. He's kind of
Small frame.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah.
grow into it eventually.
he's tall.
Oh, he's lanky.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'd be cool. Cool to see that whole.
yeah. I'm
workout.
excited for it.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet, dude. This year, you tell us a little bit about your season because we kept in touch a little bit, but I don't know the whole story.
Well, I didn't have this is one of them seasons. Like usually when by September I know what deer I want to go after. You know what I mean? And I didn't have that this year. I didn't have in any of my spots. I didn't have anything that was like, oh man, that's the one. I had the buck that I did end up shooting. I had one picture of him in July, on July 14th, I think it was, and I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be a good one. But then I never seen him again. No pictures, nothing.
No idea where he went.
No idea where he went. And then, the only other picture I ever got of him was on October 14th, and he had broken the 1G2 off at that point. And those were the only two pictures I got of him all year. I didn't have a picture of him when I killed him either. Those were the only two pictures. But there were deer. Had a lot of deer on camera, a lot of young bucks that were looking good for the next year or two if they make it through. A bunch of does. So I know usually, like I said, I'm always after trying to kill something big. Mm-hmm. And when I didn't have that on camera, it was kind of almost like a relief for once, because now I'm just gonna go doe hunting opening day of archery, and just
See what happens.
Yeah, and I had a great sit, probably the best sit I ever had opening day archery. I had 8 or 9 bucks and 15 does come, all small stuff, but it was just a fun sit.
Yeah.
And I seen a bobcat too, which was
that's cool
which
shit.
was pretty cool.
I had an hour and 20 minutes of Snapchat clips from him. That's how many deer he's seen.
That was morning. Yeah.
That was awesome. I was like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah, they just kept coming, and it was, like I said, it was the greatest sit I think I've ever had. And then, but at one point I'm like, damn, all I want to do is shoot a doe, but I don't want to shoot one of the does while any of the other bucks are here, because I don't want to blow the spot. Even though I'm not going to shoot any of them bucks, they're not dumb. They remember. They see an arrow come flying out of a tree, they're going to check that spot the next time they come through as they get older. So it was getting later in the morning. I was like, at some point this action's going to die off. It's opening day. It's 55 degrees out. They're not going to just keep coming. And luckily, after the last group that came, there were 4 does that come together, and I'm like, okay, now I can finally.
That's my moment.
Yeah, now I can finally get a shot on one. And then so I shot one opening day. So it was nice, because there was no pressure. Usually I don't shoot those until rifle season, because I'm always on a buck, and since I didn't have a buck that I wanted to shoot, I figured it was a good time to kill a doe. And like I said, yeah, it was a good sit. Just seeing deer, and got the opportunity to take one and took one. But then after that, it got pretty slow. I wasn't seeing much of anything. Cameras died off after that first week, and then we start rolling into Halloween there, and I was really hoping to shoot another doe before we got to Halloween, because I had vacation from, I think I was off from November 1st to the 7th or something like that. And
which is is that when you always have long?
yeah, I always take the first week of November.
Okay.
That's when I've had the most success.
I always take the second week. That's when I have the most.
Yeah.
I always take that last week of October. That's awesome.
I think it just kind of depends on who you commit to.
Yeah,
what you
it's-
commit to.
Yeah.
I think as you're growing up and you have a certain amount of luck in a certain time frame, you just stick
Yeah.
with that throughout.
Well, in my opinion, it's the last week of our season. That's
Yeah.
when I think it's.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
I know I've killed buck right before Halloween, the week before Halloween. Like I was telling you in college, I had that 4 years in a stretch where I killed. They were all the third week of October.
Yeah.
But I won't take vacation the third week of October. Not in a freaking.
Did you have a shit ton of acorns at your place this year?
In spots. Yeah, it was spotty.
I think that's why middle of October was terrible for a lot of people. And I think they were just not locked
Yeah.
down, but they were.
Yeah.
No, you had to have the feed.
Yeah, they didn't have to travel for food.
Right. Right.
But yeah, then October sucked. You want to talk about an October lull? Yeah, that's the first time. I couldn't find does, nothing. And then my vacation started, and again, still wasn't nothing that I really wanted to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still gonna go. There's always that chance.
Absolutely.
Especially when the rut's getting started, that they'll come in. And I was hunting this one spot and didn't have much going on by me, but I kept seeing like 2-3 days in a row, about 150 yards above me, there were deer crossing. Nothing, didn't see anything big. But then that morning that I shot my buck, I seen a good buck go chasing a doe in that same trail up there, like 150 yards ahead of me. And didn't see anything down by me again. And so I was like, you know what? It was 11 o'clock. I sat all day the day before, and with my neck, when I broke my neck a couple years ago, I have a hard time sitting all day. And I sat all day the day before, and I was like, you know what? Nothing's come down here. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to get down. I'm going to go up there, see if I can find like a good tree on this trail that I keep seeing these deer cross. And like I said, that buck, I had seen a good buck that morning chasing a doe through there, but it was hours before I got out. Like I figured they were well gone, And I got down on them. I get up there. I found a nice rub line that I hadn't seen because I've been walking in the morning and coming out at dark, so I didn't see that in daylight,
Mm-hmm.
And I found a tree that I wanted to hang a camera, or a stand. And I'm like, okay, this will work. I'm gonna go for lunch. I'm gonna bring the stand back this afternoon. I'll set up, and I still had a couple days left of my vacation, and I'll sit here the rest of the time. And as I'm standing there looking at a tree, I see this buck come above me. I put the binoculars on. I seen it was a little like Y buck or something. And now I must have been standing like right on the trail that doe and that buck went this morning. She must have been hot because that thing walked right around and right, like if I could have kicked it in the head, like it nose down, walked almost right into me. I had to like kick at it so it wouldn't walk into me. Right. And it ran off like 10 yards. It didn't go far. Stood there looking at me, put his head right back down, went right back on the trail. Started walking off again, just out of my sight, and then all of a sudden I heard all this like snorting and thrashing and carrying on. I leaned right away. I'm like, that buck that I seen this morning didn't go far. It must be right there. Mm-hmm. And I turned, and as soon as like I heard the thrashing and carrying on, I knocked an arrow because I had everything was in my quiver. I was walking out. I was going home for lunch,
Right.
And I see now I see the legs and stuff thrashing through the brush, and then I see
How far away is this stuff happening from you?
At this point, like 50, 60 yards.
Oh,
like
shit.
wasn't
so
far.
you're in it.
I'm already in it, yeah. And then like I see that bigger buck like pal drive this guy like down to the ground, like trying to kill him. But he got up and ran off then, and the doe was with the buck the whole time, and they like looped around and stopped at like 10 yards from me, broadside. And I seen like it was real wide, high. I didn't know right away that it was the buck that I thought it was. Like I just knew it was big, and
it's
like,
a good one.
Yeah, yeah. And it was it was in the brush, and I didn't have a good. I just seen it was big. I knew it was legal. I wasn't gonna. I was like, I'm gonna shoot that one. So I drew back right away, and waited for that doe to move in front of her. And when she moved, she turned, ran straight at me. Literally, almost ran into my arrow. Like,
holy shit!
Like I'm talking me to you away. Finally turned. She's like, oh shit, yeah, there's somebody there.
Something's weird. Yeah, something's in the trail.
Yeah.
No,
so she turns quick to the right, well, my left, and the buck was running right behind her and stopped dead in his tracks at 10 feet, and I just shot him straight up the front.
No shit.
And ran like 70 yards and fell over. Now, normally I would never take that shot. It just happened so quick. And being like from a tree, I would never take that shot.
Right.
But being on the ground, I knew it was going to be, had level straight in. It was, I'm taking everything out,
Absolutely.
Basically.
What's your thoughts on that
as
shot
long
now?
as you're getting in there. That's pretty much as long as you get in.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you take that shot again now? Like knowing what you know?
Not unless I had to.
Okay.
I still wouldn't prefer it, but on the ground for sure, I would never do it from the stand because then you're not going to get.
Yeah, I'd imagine
with that angle you're not going to get.
Had no blood on the way, or very little, or.
Oh no! It bled like hell.
Oh really?
Oh, you had an exit, or was it?
No.
Did you
well,
catch jugular and it pull out the front.
The arrow went in probably like that far.
Holy shit! So you're talking
18
inches, 20 inches. Yeah.
3/4 of the arrow.
Yeah, and
Holy shit!
It broke off. The arrow laid like probably 20 yards from where where I shot him.
Okay.
And yeah, it bled everywhere. Like I've never had a deer have a blood trail like that.
No shit. Because I've heard where
Must
you were
have
going
caught
with
an
this.
artery, yeah.
I've heard that too. Like on them frontals, you get like no shots, but they don't go far.
Yeah.
That's cool that you got. I mean, that's awesome. Did you
Yeah.
watch them fall, or you just?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that, like, I was pumped. Like, I'm thinking,
Fired up.
thinking I shot another 130-inch deer with the bow, you know. And so I was all pumped and fired up, and I walk up to it, and I'm like, fuck, like, what the hell happened to this thing? Like, it had all the points were broke off. So I was pissed for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I'm standing, I'm like, why the fuck did I shoot this thing? Like, why didn't I take more time and
Right.
see that them points were broke off? And then quickly after them 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, you know what, fuck, he's dead now. Like,
Hell
still
yeah.
a great deer. You
And that's
know
an
what I mean?
Awesome experience,
and,
right?
Yeah, and I'm like, can't take it back, so
Right.
And I'm happy with it.
Oh hell yeah.
Would have rather if he wasn't broke off, because he would have probably been. I sent you the picture.
Yeah,
It's probably 135.
Beautiful.
You know?
Yeah, beautiful deer. It's unfortunate, like
Oh no!
What-
Did you send us the picture?
probably not. Probably not. I don't kiss and tell.
You're selfish.
I
You're
am.
fucking selfish.
I am.
It's deer porn.
Yeah.
You're fucking selfish. Man.
Like, what's your thoughts? And I've heard a million people talk about this. What's your thoughts on since you do have a photo of that buck, like getting the antlers remade?
I thought about it for a little bit, and then I'm just like, I shot one years ago, like a long time ago. I think it was like 2009. That score with the points broken off. That was like 127
Oh shit.
with the rifle. It wasn't with the bow. It was with the rifle. And I thought, like everybody said, I didn't even think about getting points fixed, you know, back then. And like, oh, you should get that fixed. I'm like, nah, that ain't how I shot it.
Right.
And now, like, I could show you the pictures of the buck that I shot this year. That one picture I did have, like I said, I only had 2 pics of him. One in July where he was still growing, and the one October 14th, he had his G2 broke off on the left side. Then, which I was still going to shoot him at that point because it was only one time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then when I did shoot him, it was the 2, the 3, the 4,
All of
and then the 3 on the other side. Like, the only thing that was there was the G2 on the one side, and his brow tines. He kept his brow tines.
No kidding.
Now last year I could have shot him like October 23rd ish.
Oh no, so you have you have.
I had seen him last year, yeah,
Oh, okay.
but he had broke his G3s, both his G3s off, and he wasn't that as big. Like, he was smaller. Even if he wasn't broke, I probably would have passed him. But I definitely was passing him once he was broke last year. And so he's been a scrapper his whole life. Well, I don't know what he was prior to that, but the last 2 years he's broken off, and this year broke even more off.
Just 70% of his
Yeah,
tines he's broken
yeah,
off
I
in
know.
the last
It's
2
like-
years.
But no, I had guys say, "Oh, just get it fixed," and I was like, I'm not gonna. I don't.
I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
You know, if money doesn't, I'm sure that doesn't.
Yeah, I'm
that's
sure it's not cheap. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's quite a bit.
I can see. What's your thoughts, Eddie, on that?
Well, I'm getting them remade.
Yeah, like especially if you have a photo of them or.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't. Again, like you said, it's not how you shot him. But at the same point, I don't think it's gonna look the same. I don't think it. I mean, there's good artists out there, but to me, like it, I know what that deer looked like
Yeah.
in the woods, and it's gonna be on the. You know,
Yeah.
I know what it looked like. Yeah, and it's just gonna it would bother me.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yes, we for like anything, anytime something outdoorsy good happens, like if I shoot a deer, a turkey, whatever. In my basement, like in the man cave, we have the beam that goes across, and them 8x8 photo tiles fit perfect in there. Like,
Oh shit. Okay.
so I have it all lined up with pictures of stuff that I've killed, or like when I used to race or whatever. And now with the kid getting older, like big fish that he catches or whatever, and now he's starting to race. So what I'm gonna do is get one of them photo tiles made of the buck when he only had the G2, that one G2 broken off, and I'm doing a European mount of him, and then I'm just gonna put the photo tile
Now, see, that's
next
something,
to
that's
next
something
to
I
the
really
buck.
like.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. That's
I
like the
would
best
do
of both
that.
worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And probably the cheaper route to go.
yeah. Now I'm talking $120 versus $900.
Now,
Yeah.
we had this question the other day. Would you rather kill a buck that you have history with, or would you rather kill a buck you got no idea about? A big buck.
I don't care as long as it's what I'm looking for, it don't matter to me. I mean, I've shot some deer that I've had a lot of history with, and it's always good, it's always fun, but I'm just as happy to shoot one that I've never seen before, as long as it's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Opportunistic.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I think around here you almost have to be opportunistic.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you got hunters, you got disease, you got freaking snow. I mean, weather plays a big part on our deer herd, you know, whether we like it or not. You get ice and stuff that kills them for, you know, they break a hip, they break feet, you know, can't get
there's
the
a
food.
bajillion ways for that deer not to make it to
Correct,
those.
yeah.
Cars.
Yeah, we got those. That's a huge one, yes. So, but
Yeah, so I want to go. So you're like I can only imagine like walking out for lunch, like you're thinking you're just going home to get a Zimmies and an Itai and hoagie, and you're all of a sudden just
Yeah,
chaos.
all hell broke
Like just pure chaos. And what you know what weight are you shooting with your bow?
Like the poundage on the bow?
Yeah.
60.
60. Okay, so you got really good
Yeah.
penetration. What kind of broadhead do you use?
The Rage Hypodermics or the
Oh, wow.
Tri-Pans.
Yeah. No shit.
Everybody's like, man, I can't believe you still use them Rage. I'm like, well, they've never given me a problem. They're like, well, one day they're gonna.
Don't
I'm
change.
like,
What do you
I'm like,
shoot?
until they do, I'm not gonna.
what bow do you shoot?
Matthews VXR,
Okay.
the 31.5 inch.
You like it?
You like that short
Yeah.
axle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A crazy part about that too, like that bow, like my dad passed a couple years ago on Christmas, and my mom gave me $1,000 of what was left of what he had, you know, and said, you know, go do whatever you want with it. And I thought, well, the best way to keep him with me is I'm just gonna go buy a new bow.
That's
And
awesome.
then, you know, and the bow was $999. I mean, that was bare bow. I got a lot more into it now.
Right.
And since I shot my biggest buck ever, the year after that year that I got the bow, the year after my dad died, that I finally made Pope and Young with, and then I've shot a buck every year with it, with the bow since. So,
I mean, you're never gonna get rid of that bow.
no,
She shoots good for you.
yeah.
That's awesome. I'm thinking about trying out the Lift this year. Their new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that bow?
I've sent up pictures of it, but I haven't touched one yet.
Yeah.
I've only touched the new Hoyts and new Bowtex.
Okay.
That's all I've touched.
Yeah, I'm trying not to touch them because I don't want to buy anything.
Yeah, they're getting crazy expensive.
Dude,
like
they're
bare bow, they're
$1,400
$1,400 now. It's
Well, one reason I was looking at components and what they did differently, and some of it's your normal unnecessary bullshit
Yeah.
to hike that price up, but
It's like they go up $100 a year no matter what.
it is
Yeah.
what it is.
yeah,
is.
but now you're looking like you can buy a brand new Winchester Model 70 for that. you
Yeah.
know?
No, 100%.
Yeah, we're
no,
getting
you're
to a point
100%.
where it doesn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't equate anymore.
No.
It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. Like what 10 years ago, a carbon bow, top of the line, was $1,400. Now
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
an aluminum
Yeah.
bow.
No, I was a part of the bow world when it went over $1,000 for your top of the line, and the amount of meltdowns and heart attacks people had when they walked in. Oh my God, 1029.
I can only imagine.
You know, just
A lot of
over the
money.
$1,000. I
Yeah.
get it. I mean, but at the same point, I mean, it is what it is.
And I'll be honest, I think in the last 10 years, like the technology really hasn't changed.
No.
No. You know where the technology's changed is in the strings and cables.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to do much with it hardly
No.
at
Yeah.
all. That's the
Yeah.
real unfortunate part about it. Like as a tuning aspect, you know, somebody trying to make money off of it, you don't see them guys
Yeah.
2-3 times a year. You see them once every 2-3 years.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know.
Yeah. And like I'm very fortunate there. My buddy at Keystone Precision Archery, he sets my stuff up, and if I do have a problem, he'll be there whenever. You know, I've known him forever, and I know you can do all your stuff yourself. So you know,
I think that's what's turned into. Like Eddie's got his own shop. I got my own.
Yeah,
shit.
everybody's-
Like, your buddy does. Like,
yeah.
they're all. Is he local? Ish.
he's down by Cedar Crest, like down by
Oh shit. Okay.
the hospital down
I've
there.
heard that name before.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just from talking to you. You probably told me it
could be.
several times.
But you might have seen it on. He does stuff with like the Antler Up Outdoors.
Okay.
and,
Yes, I have heard of him.
yeah,
Yep. Okay.
yeah.
That's where it's clicking.
Yeah.
Is that all he does is bows, or is he like?
No, well, he works full time in the same kind of industry that I do. He just does that on the side.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
That's cool.
But he's really good at it. I mean, like, I keep telling him he should go full time and then maybe you could hire me so I could get out of paving. But
Hey, if you're listening, take the hint.
yeah.
That's hilarious. That's cool though.
Yeah.
He might want you to start buying more bows off of him though.
No, yeah. No, but you would think too at some point like they're gonna stop. Guys are gonna stop buying bows. Like they get that. Well, and another thing that might be driving the price up too is all these guys that have gone to crossbows, which I have nothing against it. Whatever, that's what you want to use.
Yeah.
But there's a lot less people shooting compounds now than what there was.
100%. Yeah.
It's
know?
almost like we're exactly in that same step. Like I don't know how many years ago it was, but
when it went from the longbow to the compound.
Yeah. I feel like that transition was still kind of like the same principles behind how you shoot it. Now you get into the crossbow, that's where like the whole whatever.
Yeah.
Technology has taken it to the point where you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know what the price point's going to be. It's so...
I mean, crossbows are like $3,000 now, aren't they?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
That's
it's
insane.
absolutely insane. And you got to like legitimately read the manual front to back to sight it in.
That's wild.
Not just to...
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
When you had you shot a crossbow when you had your accident, right?
Yeah, I bought one because I didn't know that I was ever going to be able to pull a bow back again.
Right.
I missed that whole season in 2021, and the year off in between that, like I couldn't pull a bow back. It took me probably till June of 2022 till I could even get the bow back, and then I was only able to shoot 4 or 5 shots at a time, like because with the pulling on the neck and stuff, like I didn't have the strength to do it, and like it made me dizzy because like
oh really,
with the arteries and everything that issue was. But
you ever think about switching hands, or it didn't matter?
It wouldn't have mattered.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think. Maybe it would have. I don't know. I mean, I would have if worst came to worst. I probably would have tried to.
Yeah.
So I had bought a crossbow at 10 point. It shoots great. Like I mean, it's basically a rifle to 50 yards. You know what I mean? Like, but so I had that in my back pocket if I needed it, and I kept working on it, and I got to a point where I was like, I'm not going to be shooting 5 shots in the woods. I could shoot 5 shots here now without like really hurting myself. So I took the compound and I shot 2 deer that first year. I shot a good buck and a doe. And then from 22 to 23, it started getting better. I was able to shoot like all summer long. I was shooting 30 shots a night. Was doing 3D tournaments again, and could shoot all 30 shots in, that was take 3-4 hours sometimes to do that. And I was good again. I felt good, and I was shooting good. I was shooting real good. And now I'm pretty much back to where I was again.
Did you do anything like specific, or just shoot the bow? That's all you did.
The bow.
No, so you just need time, really, time and shooting the bow.
Yeah.
That's. I'm glad you can fucking shoot, because I couldn't imagine like you're like us, like not being able to shoot the bow.
That's the only thing I do anymore. So ever since I used to do the racing and the demolitions and stuff, but ever since I did that, the hunting is the only thing I've done. And I do a lot of archery, like 3D stuff. Like that's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Now, and it would have sucked if I couldn't have done any of that anymore.
I can't imagine being in that situation.
No, it wasn't fun. I wouldn't recommend it.
I can't imagine like the relief off your shoulders when you finally got into the woods.
Yeah.
Drew the bow back and got the deer.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, okay, I can do it.
Like,
From this point on, you're good.
It was definitely a relief.
That's all. Was it a doe or a buck?
The first one?
Yeah.
Was a buck.
No shit. Oh man. That's awesome. Yeah. Is that the big one?
No. I shot the big one the year before I got hurt.
Oh, okay. That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, I'm glad. We've been kind of keeping in touch throughout that whole process, like just kind of like, I'm back at it, 3 shots, 5 shots.
Yeah.
But you gotta let me know when you do 3D archery.
Yeah, as much as I can. I like to. It's kind of like I'd like to start doing like different courses. Like the only one that I really do anymore is Blue Ridge, and I did the R100 in Jersey with a couple of my buddies a couple of times.
What's your thoughts on that?
It was awesome. I loved it.
It's in like Central Jersey this year. It's like Not it's like 20 minutes from here, 30 minutes from here.
Oh, they were supposed to have one in the down in Robbinsville again last year,
And
it got canceled because it used to always be Labor Day weekend, and for some reason they changed it to May this past year, and they do it on state land down there, and they put it the date that they picked for it was in turkey season.
Yeah, you say May, like as soon as you say state ground, it's like turkey season. Yeah.
Yeah, so they had to postpone it, then they made it for another time. I forget what time
It got all
when it
screwed
was,
up and-
then that was the monarch butterfly mating period, and where in the CRP fields that they do most of their shots in, so they ended up canceling it altogether.
Are you quitting the show, Eddie? Oh, you just got to
Gotta
pee.
take a leak.
Oh, I thought you were just so fucking pissed off.
Yeah,
with
I'm just
Monarch.
over the freaking butterflies and everything.
I can't handle this stress anymore. So it's in Andover, Jersey this year.
Okay.
Which is not far from us at all, and it's
Well, that's
it's
good.
May 3rd, so it's in fucking turkey season again.
Yeah, well, maybe hopefully it ain't on state land this time.
No, it's at Griffin and Howe, which is a like
Private.
proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
ski shooting, claybird shooting, one of them fucking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
me know
so-
if you want to go. You want to link up? Maybe we'll get a group of guys to go.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. I could. Jim from Keystone Precision, he'll probably go.
Sick.
He's into that stuff too.
That'd be awesome.
He does the tack stuff too.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's something I want to do too. But man, have you seen the price to shoot that? Holy shit!
I'm not so certain. I don't want to be shooting hundreds of yards. Like I don't got nothing to prove on that. That's,
Yeah. And like, yeah, you're gonna be tired, exhausted, you know.
losing arrows.
Yeah, and arrows
And
ain't.
he
cheap.
wants me to do it because he builds the arrows. So.
Of course, of course. What kind of arrows do you shoot?
I just switched. Like I used to shoot the the gold tip Hunter Pros, but then with me having to drop weight with my neck, I wanted to go to a heavier arrow to have the more penetration. So we went to the full metal jackets, the 5mm.
Okay.
And they've been great. Nice shot. And I used the Easton Axes for 3D.
Okay.
Because Jim said they're basically the exact same thing, only the Axis is. He said that the full metal jackets will eventually, if you shoot them into the targets,
The aluminum on the outside will
aluminum
wear. Yeah.
start to wear. So he built me Axes for the 3Ds, and then they're not. I use one of them. The site, I forget what the hell it's called now.
It's like a single pin adjustable.
Yeah. So I have a tape for just the Axis, and then I have a tape
Oh,
for
cool.
the full metal jackets. So if I'm going 3D, I just flop the tape on there, and
Is that Spot Hog does that?
but I'm sure they do, but mine's not. I can't remember what it is.
Excel.
HHA.
HHA. Yeah.
That's what it is.
I think they started doing that with those
Yeah.
replaceable.
Yeah,
That's
it's
such
nice.
an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Especially with
Because-
guys who like want to go from hunting to 3D.
Yeah.
And, like take it seriously.
Yeah.
You ever shoot the sports show?
No.
No, that's
No.
fun. We should do that this year.
I definitely am.
The 3D. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. It's it's known yardage. Well, it was last year. I don't know if it is this year.
I'd imagine it's gonna be the same as it was, because I think they're trying to make it that everybody does it.
Mm-hmm.
Known yardage, anybody can walk up and shoot a 35-yard
Yeah.
target.
Yeah.
But if you have to guess about it, somebody's thinking about sending 35 yards down or $35 down the range at 35.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
one
but I
anymore.
think I'm gonna bail this year.
That's all.
Yeah.
Every yard you shoot's $1.
Do you do anything else besides deer hunting?
I turkey hunt too.
How'd you
But,
do this year?
Not very good. They were very few and far between.
It's tough.
I found one and I had it close enough. Just kind of screwed myself and got it. It was like only 15 yards, but there was a hedgerow in between me, and I couldn't.
I fucking hate
And
turkeys.
he couldn't find what he was looking for, and that was it. Never seen him again. So
No shit. I've been having a lot of luck up in New York. Just hearing turkeys.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think I've heard a bird gobble in Pennsylvania in like 3 years. It seems
Yeah.
like. I stopped hunting here too, but
Yeah, and you like literally
Yeah,
every May comes, I hate turkeys.
yeah.
they piss me off, man. I don't know what it is.
They are very frustrating.
I just
They
it's a
are
fucking
frustrating.
bird.
It's-
They're ugly.
it's-
They're
they're
annoying.
Yeah, but it's fun when it goes right.
It is. It is. It is a lot of fun. Turkeys for me would be like I'd have no problem just going with somebody and just filming for them. Like
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun doing that. Like what Muzzy does and all that. Like we have our one buddy who like goes all over the place and hunts turkeys like crazy. That would be a lot of fun. But that would be. Do you hunt Jersey still?
No, I wish I could.
Did you used to?
No, I never did.
I thought you did.
No, I have a bunch of buddies that do.
Okay.
I just haven't found land for myself, and haven't had time to try and find state land. I don't think there's a whole lot.
It's spotty.
You know.
It's spotty, depending on where you go. I don't want to say too much because
Yeah,
if you do find it,
yeah, I wouldn't.
After I'll kind of show you where I go.
Yeah,
It's not bad, dude. Unlimited does.
yeah,
$3 here with the bow. It's insane.
Yeah.
And if you get a gun license, believe it's 3 more you can shoot
Yeah.
on top of that.
yeah. My buddy said that. I know. He said, "Yeah, I think you can shoot like five different bucks with the earn a buck or something like that."
It's insane. And there's still deer there. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, he said you can legally shoot like 185 deer with the amount of if you literally shot it a day or something like that.
Whatever the law allows technically. Yeah. That Maryland, is it Maryland like that too? You can shoot them.
Oh, you can shoot, yeah.
It's insane.
Which I got some info in Maryland that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I have an old coach from home who played at ESU and stuff like that, you know. But he called me when I shot my buck, and he was just chit-chatting on the phone because he was driving to Ohio. And he's already, at that point, had shot like 17 deer already this year. And I'm like,
What
bro.
the hell do you do with them all?
Well,
That's my next question.
Well, he also like feeds us his family. He's got 2 girls. They also hunt too. So I'm not just saying he shot 17.
the household
The
acquired
house,
17.
yeah. Well, then he has like 3 or 4 brothers. You know,
Holy shit.
they all go down on this place in Maryland. They all just try it because the farmer wants them gone. But it's hard to get land in Maryland, from what I hear.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, but I got
Gotta have the in.
connections.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. You got to use this podcast for something. What do you're okay? So Snapchat, you're constantly cooking shit or
Yeah.
making shit with the
Well,
deer.
I try to, yeah, as much as I can.
What what do you usually do with them when you get them?
I basically won't make anything special. It's just like the back straps and stuff, and when you see me cooking, it's usually
Salt,
back
pepper.
straps.
That's all you use. Salt, pepper.
Salt, pepper, we have a
Nah.
joke because we have this extravagant fucking show here about cooking
Yeah.
wild game, and Eddie's like, I'm like, oh, how do you like? What's your favorite meal? And he's like, oh, just like salt, pepper, pan. But you can't go wrong, right? Like that's fucking delicious.
Yeah. I used to, wrap them in bacon, smoke them, and all that stuff. But
Okay.
Some of my Montreal steaks, on it, in the pot, in the pan.
Yeah.
like he said.
You can't beat
A little
it.
bit.
You really
It's just
can't.
good.
I think sometimes we try to go a little over the top with trying to
Yeah.
do shit, and you just salt, pepper, garlic, whatever, like
Yeah.
Montreal steak seasoning.
Yeah.
Pan. Smoking them's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I love reverse searing. You smoke them until you get that internal temperature and throw them in a pan with butter. It's my favorite of pretty much anything I've been doing lately.
Were you the guy that was telling me? I'm pretty sure you are. Somebody local here was telling me about down the road from us right now. There's a butcher, and they make is it bacon roll?
Yes.
It's like pork roll
yes.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hugert's.
Yeah.
Hugert's, yeah.
So,
That's really good.
do you you just take meat to them? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I haven't gone to them in a little bit just because I've been doing most of my stuff myself. But they make a really good smoked sausage too. Like I've had.
Oh, really?
I've had my son loves. That's my son's favorite meal in the entire world is that smoked sausage from
No
Hugert's.
shit.
So
That's awesome.
I gotta take 25 pounds out there at some point just so he has that. But
Nice.
yeah, and I had bacon roll from them before too. It's really good.
I want to try and just smoke a dough in Jersey and just take it over there.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, for the most part, after shoot the deer, take the back straps, sweep meat out. Everything's pretty much hamburger and chip steak, and then
Okay.
because then I used to keep cube everything up, keep it in a big cube that I could make it for jerky, but then if you get down to certain my recipes call for 5 pounds, and if you don't end up having 5 pounds left, and it's and then you got to slice it and all this stuff, and it just becomes more of a hassle. So now I make everything in what I don't make in the chip steak, I make in the hamburger, and then I can do whatever I want with it. We make a lot of summer sausage.
Okay.
So you're saying it's already ground and ready to roll?
Yeah, yeah,
You
we
just gotta
ground.
mix it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if you go through burger, that's the way to do
Yeah,
it.
I grind everything into and then put them in 5-pound bags because that's
And
most of my batches are 5 pounds anyway. Like if I'm doing jerky, they're 5-pound batches.
Yeah.
And then when we do summer sausage, it's 25 pounds. So there's still just pull 4 of them bags.
Yeah.
4 or 5 of them bags out.
Do you mix like pork fat or anything like that?
We do when we do the summer sausage. We add the pork then. Like I don't do it right from the get go.
You just do it as you need it.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Now this year, I don't know if you know Pat Noel. He has he graduated with me. He's got his own little butchery too that he does, and I took some stuff.
Where's he at? Like,
well,
yeah,
he's close.
Okay.
He's not far. And the nice thing about it, like that dough I shot, it was warm opening day, and I called him up because he has a cooler, so I could put it in.
That's the best.
Yeah, so I could put it in the cooler, and then he asked me what I wanted to do with it, and I told him just hamburger and chip steak, and he did it all. He skinned it because I took it. The only thing I did was gut it, and I took it to him, and he did it all, vacuum sealed it all, add it, and he could add pork or not add pork, and I had him add the pork right away, and it was still only like $110. It's like,
shit, that's not bad.
When I told my wife, she's like, maybe you should just, because when I do everything myself,
it's like a whole
8-hour process, from
absolutely.
start to finish.
It's a job. It's a legitimate job.
And then you think about it too, like he vacuum sealed everything too for me, and I bought vacuum sealed bags. They were $35 just for the bags. It's like, so you take that out of the equation. Now you're only paying like $75, $80. I hate not doing it myself, but to save me 8 hours, it's like for $75. It's like,
really
Yeah,
it depends.
it's hard
on
not to do it.
You value your time,
Yeah.
but I mean, you factor that out. That's like, I don't know, working at a Dollar General high school pay. There.
Yeah. And it's tough too with the kids to have all that extra time to.
That's a whole different factor, right? That you gotta,
Yeah.
Play into.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's something I think that like the kids just. I can't speak for experience, but like Antonio, the one guy who's not here, he's got a daughter, and some other guys I know have kids, and it's just like it just completely changes how they have to. Like, how did it change you when you had your kid? Like. Hunting, just in general.
Well,
did you change anything?
My wife told me it was going to change a lot. It didn't so much because she was good about it. She was a trooper and let me continue. I couldn't hunt as much, but I still hunted a pretty good amount. And I'm still hunting a pretty good amount because now the kids kind of, at least Liam, my son, he understands more of it. Like, he still gets upset when I'm not home, but he's like, the first thing he asks me as soon as I come home, did you shoot one, Dad? Did you shoot one, Dad? And he goes with me scouting and all that stuff. So it's changed a little bit, but in another 3 years, like when he's old enough to go, it's going to change even more because then it's going to be all about him and my hunting's over.
Right. You're hunting through him now.
Yeah.
At that point. How fired up does he get when you come home and you're like, yeah, I got one?
He was pretty fired up this year.
That's awesome.
Last year, I think he had just woke up from a nap. He wasn't all about it, but
that's how I feel every time Eddie calls me when he kills a buck.
Yeah.
Can you kill these things at 10 a.m.? Not 6:45.
Anything that you come take pictures of, it's like early morning for me.
Yeah, and it's always in some fucking Grand Canyon that we're hunting or you're hunting.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm glad that he's getting into it.
Yeah,
and hopefully. That next, we were talking about this a little bit before too, like the idea of taking, getting your kid into it, whether it's your son or your daughter, and all the way through up the whole process, they might be all about it, but then there's like the shot, right? Like the killing of an animal.
You actually have to shoot something.
How does that? I can't imagine like just as a parent just being like, oh, how's this gonna go?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask my dad that question because
for us, I feel like it like
I know you never even give that. I have never given that thought process. Like,
it's almost like we didn't know any better growing up.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
that's what I mean. Like
it's a little bit different nowadays. We didn't have all this social media stuff. Like you didn't have 7 years old. You didn't have no information other than what your parents told you. You know what I mean? Like
16, you didn't have any.
yeah. Now these kids, they got their iPads and all this. There's just information everywhere, and whether it's the right information or not, or
yeah, you're trusting a 7-year-old to be able to decipher what's
because you can't watch every move they do.
Right.
But
well, give it 10 years, you might be able to.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
Fortunately,
they'll be out of the house by then.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
The way things are going, houses will be $1.5 million.
Oh yeah, true. You
Yeah.
might be stuck with him for a long time.
Yeah, you might be roomies. Better hope he's in the hunt.
Yeah.
That'd be real hot.
You better hope he's in the hunt at that point.
Rent's double immediately. That's hilarious.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'd be like just praying for him to get older so he can drag the goddamn deer out.
Yeah. That's
I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting tired of dragging deer.
yeah. Luckily, well, that buck I shot this year was definitely the biggest buck body wise I've ever shot in Pennsylvania. I only had to drag it probably like 70 yards to get it to where I could get the 4-wheeler in, and of course, like I said, I watched it fall, but of course it fell down right at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right?
What else?
Not it was a big hill, but the lowest point on that entire property. That's where
That's
it
where it's
died.
gonna go.
And so I only had to drag it like 70 yards, and like I said, it wasn't a straight uphill, but it was enough. And that thing was so damn heavy. Like it took me forever to get it there, and then once I got the 4-wheeler to it, to get it on the 4-wheeler. Oh my God, what a nightmare!
Getting yourself hernias.
Somebody should have been there to videotape it because I looked like an idiot trying to get that thing on there.
I can only imagine. Yeah, because a 4-wheeler is what, like rib height, really, the back of it.
And once I finally did get it on, I forgot to bring the bungees and the straps to strap it down.
Oh, so it's
and I got my bow, I got my backpack and my bow. I'm trying to drive it out.
You're a circus.
Yeah, and I hit one rock and it goes up on the side. The deer falls off again. I'm like,
then
I had to get it back on again. It was a nightmare.
That's the worst. I mean, who gives a shit, right? Because you got your buck, but like, oh man, that's the worst.
Made me work for it to get it out. That's for sure.
We had we already told the story, so I apologize for who's listened to it. But Eddie shot a, what was that? I think 100. Wait, what did it go? 100 and it was like 225 live weight. We were thinking.
Yeah,
230.
Yeah.
So it was like 175, 180 on the scale when we got it back.
Oh, I just gutted.
Well, I brought a deer cart. I've had a deer cart forever. Used to make fun of them. Now I'm just like, I'll even, if I forget the deer cart, I'm like, you know what? It's too hot today. Like, just making excuses. But we bring this cart. Dude, this cart, I have to show it to you. It's in pieces. This fucking deer beat the shit out of this cart. It broke it in half. Wheels falling off going down the hill. It was it was terrible.
But it turned like what could have been an all-day process.
Yeah,
into,
it cuts it in half.
It was even more than half.
Yeah.
It's because you get it to somewhere where you can actually like go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that would suck with it is if you're going like uphill with it, because then you gotta get it to stop. You gotta turn sideways and then make sure it don't roll.
I've almost had the fucker run me over coming down the hills.
Yeah. Just if you can get to a place where you can actually use it, it's fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
It's great. But like that's one thing, like putting a cap on my truck, trying to get a deer into the bed of the truck with a cap.
Yeah.
Pain in the balls.
Well,
you lose all leverage.
Yeah. That was one good thing about once I had it on the 4-wheeler, I backed the 4-wheeler on the trailer and just straight in, like right off the bed.
You're good to go, yeah. That's awesome.
Right off the 4-wheeler into the bed.
That's awesome. Oh, man. We got to get a 4-wheeler, a team 4-wheeler for this shit now.
Yeah.
It is what it
Taking donations.
I'll tell you what, man. Like,
Christmas is coming, fellas.
I think, like, the whole process from start to finish, dragging the deer is what I dread the most.
Yeah.
Well, because it's all fun and games up until that.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
Well,
It's
That's
literally a great time
here
until that.
Rifle season, I could have shot a couple does on drives with guys, but when I looked at my map and seen I was a mile and a half from the path, like
oh man,
halfway through the drive, I'm like, yeah, that one's gonna live.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then of course those were the only ones that I seen. Yeah,
That's how it always goes. All these people pay all this money for like drone recovery, dogs. Just go to the shittiest spot on your property. That's probably where the deer's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like just go to the worst.
Yeah.
Save yourself a little bit of money. How do you feel about? Have you seen that, the drone recovery?
I
stuff?
have seen a couple of them. I mean, it's pretty cool to see.
It is. What's your thoughts on like using drones though for like, because like now they're using it for like counting deer on the property, like herd management, like
yeah. And
where does that?
and seeing where the deer are. I mean,
Yeah.
That if you're allowed to do it, I guess.
With the
I
bow,
don't
I
know.
think it really doesn't. It's a lot harder to be sneaking on a deer with a bow, but with a gun, I feel like whew,
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like anything else. You get one bad apple,
abuse it. Yeah.
they can turn that whole thing into
be
a
hooking
whole shit show.
be hooking guns to it. And
Yeah,
get it
exactly. You
fired.
get one dude that has some
It's a little bit of engineering, fucking background.
engineering
Like,
thought
yeah.
process, and it's over. I think for like recovery, like the drone process is good, like for recovery purposes. But again, it's only a matter of time to that scale tips to where it's headed to the wrong way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. No, it's
just because
electronics
people
is-
push. Well, people push the boundaries with everything.
No matter what, yeah.
No matter what it is, they want to push that boundary. And I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. Whatever.
It's true.
But at the same point,
My one buddy, actually, they had drones come out and look for their deer, but his deer died in a creek. Cooled it off. Didn't come up on the drone.
never even thought of that.
Nope, them either until it happened.
Yeah, no, I never even gave that a thought process.
Yeah. Other than that, you're pretty much gonna find it.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not it's dead or not. That's nuts. That would suck though. And it, like the only reason they found it is because like some young kids they're like, yeah, I seen a big deer run across the field, right? And the farmer was like, oh, I haven't been down there in fucking 20 years. So they went down there and there it is, laying in the creek, dead. Or pond. It might have been a pond, like a drainage pond or something like that.
Yeah.
But water nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always that's an interesting. Well, you're a guy that runs trail cameras. How do you
Yeah.
feel about all these states banning trail cameras?
That would kind of suck for me. I tell you what, these cell cameras have been great for me because I have limited time to get in the woods now with with the kids and stuff. I mean, I get it. If they ban them, they ban them. Whatever, you go back to the way it was before.
It is what.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I
It's
think
not
that's
like
what's different.
it's not
for
like
us.
we didn't do it before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think it would hurt the people who started hunting with cameras.
Oh, yes.
Like us, it just gives us more time to do other shit. Really.
Yeah, right. Because basically, you hunt the same spot over and over. The deer tend to do the same stuff every year on the same piece of property. So, I mean, the only thing I'm going to hunt the same spots I do whether I have cameras there or not. The only thing different with the cameras now is telling me
What's around?
what's there and how frequently they're coming, and or if something new shows up and just go, well, like slip in here. It's still kind of like I still try to play the wind and stuff too. It's not like
You still hunt.
yeah. I just have a better idea of that they're in the area.
Yeah.
When to go, when not to go.
Yeah.
I think it helps with like work in an age class, especially if you're on a piece of private.
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
surrounding neighbors who are in on it. You can be like, okay, we're only going to shoot 3.5, 4-year-olds, whatever the case may be. I think that like having the cameras are like, all right, we got a handful. Like this is the quote unquote no shoot list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think that helps because
Yeah.
if you don't have cameras and you're just hunting and all of a sudden a beautiful 3.5 comes, like, oh shit, yeah. But if there might be a 4.5-year-old that's the same size, they'd be like, all right, you know what? I'd rather shoot that deer versus this deer. Give that deer another year. Like you can kind of play that all out. But I also see the thing too, like that excitement of not knowing, like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like we hunt Delaware.
I don't know.
And they just banned it.
I get pretty excited when my cameras go off though. Like
Very true. Very true.
My wife can tell when, I guess you could say, cell cam season's in.
Yeah.
Because I'm on my phone a little bit more, and ooh, she hears a little bit. Ooh.
Yeah. What's this?
I got pictures. Ooh, I got pictures.
Do you run them year round or anything? Or
No. Usually September, October, November, December, January, I shut them off.
yeah.
And then I'll run a couple April and May for turkeys. That's it.
Just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad. That's pretty much what I do. I fucked up. I have spy points, and I have a whole bunch of shit. But one of the spy points, I did an annual plan by accident, so I have this thing for the whole year. So I think I might just put on a scrape and just be like, oh, just see what it does.
Yeah.
Learn.
Yeah. I mean, not that I won't learn on a regular camera doing the same thing, but it's just kind of what's cool about it is I can like if I do get a picture of a mature deer, I can immediately look at the weather and be like, all right, what are we doing?
Well, I can
Yeah.
again. You can see what's going on at that time. Okay, it is. We just had a deep temperature dive, or
Yeah.
it's that time of year. It's the first week of November, and all of a sudden I have an influx of deer in this area. I should be hunting this area. Because I don't look at it for the detail purposes. I look at it for what's going on right now.
To learn.
Yeah. Okay, like my honey hole. The only reason I learned that honey hole was because of a cell camera. And all of a sudden I noticed as the season went, all of a sudden I had an influx of deer.
Mm-hmm.
And then come the end of the year, or end of archery season per se, them last 2 weeks, all of a sudden I have an influx of buck. I don't have a single buck in there outside of a scrub here and there, passing through. But that area, just for whatever reason, as pressure builds from outside of hunting, them deer move in there. Now, the buck know that from past previous times.
Yeah.
So now I just watch for the temperature to uptick. Okay.
Where
The
we
honey
at?
hole is finally starting to uptick. Now I need to get in there because it's temperature's rising. And now it's just it's a waiting game. It's a time frame thing. It's whether I could be early on it, because you know how that goes. You could get an upspurt in temperature in 1 day's time.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, it's
Dead.
nothing.
Yeah, for whatever
it's
reason.
literally
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I like about cell cameras, is I can keep a temperature on the woods. It's things are starting to pick up. Should I start?
And you're and he's talking like temperature as activity.
correct.
Yeah,
Not
not
temperature.
like,
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah.
77 degrees outside.
No, I'm
Yeah.
the temperature of the deer. Are they? It's things activity picking up, activity slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can tell when, and even if that certain times you can see as a food change. Your acorns are starting to fall depending on where your camera's at.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have no deer here until freaking October, and all of a sudden have deer here because the acorns fell? Got to be in here to shoot them doe. It's time to rock and roll. Let's go hunting.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a question for you, but you fucking talked for 5 minutes and it threw me
Well,
off.
my bad.
It was good though. You got me into the conversation. Now I can't remember what I was going to ask him. Do you shed hunt? That wasn't what I was going to ask you, but that's what we're going to go with.
I like to. I don't have any luck shed hunting at all, ever, really. But
It's literally,
Walk, yeah.
well, they say miles for piles. Bullshit. It's miles for two.
yeah.
Well, we
If-
live in
if that.
Pennsylvania, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not like we're out in the Midwest.
Yeah.
no, it's completely like I don't know if I told him this.
Unfortunately, I find more deadheads than I do
Oh, really?
sheds.
Eddie, you seem to find a lot of deadheads too.
Delaware I do, which is really shocking, which upsets me. And I don't know if that's just due to where I'm looking. Because you find all the sheds in Delaware.
Yeah.
I find all the deadheads in Delaware, which...
Weird. It's like
I
you
know.
literally, I've never found a deadhead. Have you found a shed down there?
No.
Yeah, so it's literally opposite.
Now here I don't find many deadheads. I had one spurt of where I found deadheads. But it tended to be all in the same area. So I feel like if something that was mortally hit, it went there. If it got hit by a car, it went there. Because it was a bottom. It was
Yeah.
like a bottom thick.
Mm-hmm.
And then every year I went in there, I'd find a deadhead. It was like one of them.
Yeah.
It was a safe zone. If they felt mortally hit or something, they went in there and laid down.
I
And
remember-
that was a place I can't hunt no more.
Remember
That
what I was going to ask him now.
Go ahead.
Are you done
Yes.
with your? Okay.
No, but go ahead.
No, finish what you
No,
were saying.
no. Hit your question. Hit
I
your
forgot
question.
again. No, I'm just kidding. When you're running your cameras, what are you putting your cameras on?
Just trails.
Just trails. Okay.
Like in the beginning, it's definitely just trails, and then sometimes, like if I see a fresh scrape that opens up, I'll put them on the scrapes. But really, don't have like the scrapes are always fresh, and they're still, it's not the cameras aren't like they're not coming as much as you think they are to them scrapes. And I had read a documentary one time that said that about hunting scrapes that go ahead, but like the 9 chance out of 10 the mature buck that made that scrape ain't coming back to it. Like they don't usually go back to them. They just make more somewhere else.
That's why, dude. This is why I love hunting, because we had a guy on moose. That's all he does is hunt scrapes.
So,
Yeah, I know guys
You know what
that
I
do
mean?
that, and it pays for them.
So
Yeah.
in my opinion, I'm half and half on that. So if you go to a field edge, which 99.9% of scrapes
Dark,
are made in the dark, I feel a mature buck will hit that often because it's
Safe.
sanctuary of the dark.
Yeah.
He's doing, but now as you get further into the woods, I think that drastically
Yeah.
decreases because of that reason. He is on a mission in the woods, and he's only checking them edges due to what's off of them edges.
Yeah.
So he's going to hit that hard
Mm-hmm.
more regularly than not, But something in the woods, I think it's more of a less of a passerby thing as he comes through a loop or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I'm with you, Justin. Like in the documentary, pretty much, or like
I'm a scientific guy. I like science. I like you tell me. Like I don't believe in an October law in any way, shape, or form. I consider that as a food change.
Yeah,
You're literally looking at everything up until that food change. And then that's why you don't see deer.
Yeah,
it's a change
I think
in the woods.
October lull is just like basically.
And then plus you add pressure onto that. You add people coming in off of places that haven't been coming off of. Deer are going to automatically change.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on October lull?
Uh,
I never really up until this year never really seen a lull in. Some of the bucks go nocturnal and you don't see that.
Or it's like 90 degrees outside. Yeah, that makes sense.
But normally I still usually seen deer. This is first year that October really sucked for me, like outside of opening day.
And that could have been an outside factor that you don't even know about,
Very well.
Aliens.
Yeah. Correct. Aliens,
That's where I would start.
That's where I would start. I think that coin October lull was like it was based off of a lot of private hunters. Because you're limited to such a small area.
Yes.
So, yeah, I could see, like, okay, middle of October, you don't have food. Yeah, you're probably not going to see a lot of deer.
No. And science proves it. The deer, as the year goes on, movement in daytime starts to uptick.
Yeah.
And that's things are on the look. They're on for food. Things are moving.
Right.
And we have more of a temperature and season change now, which also plays an effect. Weather. I mean, you go through the summertime, it's a very gradual effect of as in humid. Now, you get, obviously, your factors, your outside factors, but it's a gradual change. Mm-hmm. When you hit fall, you all of a sudden have an 80-degree day, then you have a 50-degree day, then you have a 60-degree day, then you have a 40-degree day, then you go back to 70, and we hang out for 70 for a week of, like, prime time hunting.
Usually it's that first week of November.
Yeah, and you're like, motherfucker, that's prime.
At least it has been the last couple of years.
Last year it definitely was.
Yeah.
And then it gets put onto the lull because of all the outside factors that are happening of that season.
One year, I hunted Illinois. I went out the last week of October because that's like my time, right? Snowing, 28 degrees. I came back home and it was 70-something. 80.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? It's terrible. It's a horrible hunting. Do you still go out like when it's real hot like that in the quote-unquote rut?
If it's the rut, if I think it's that time, I'll go anyway.
Regardless, you're
because
going.
It's happening.
They want to get laid, they ain't worried about the heat.
Yeah, that's right. I've never not said I'm not going to Main Street hunting because it's 90.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not now. I don't do that now. This was previous years.
Yeah.
Previous years.
You were broke, but it's 100 degrees.
Well, I'm still broke. Nothing's changed there. Just different people have my money now. Oh man. So, goddamn. There was something else that you said in there. I was like, oh fuck, we'll talk about that.
Well, it's the lull. Food change,
that,
temperature change.
Whatever. Do you do like any fishing? Yeah. That's what. Not that, but when you were talking about Liam getting the fishing a little bit and racing.
He loves to fish,
dude. You got him on some like. He's catching giant trout.
Yeah. He's got a couple good ones.
Like real big trout. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun watching him. Like this was the first year where he kind of pretty much did everything himself. I mean, I should have got him like a Zebco or something. Probably would have been a little easier. I got him an open reel. Like he still has a little bit of trouble with
flipping the bail over. And,
but like so, a lot of times I'll cast it for him, but then he does the rest. And one of them real big ones, it was fun watching him try and reel that in this year. He does pretty good with it. We didn't get out as much as we normally do this year between work and other things. It just seemed like we constantly had birthday parties or something going on every freaking weekend this year. But we did get out like probably 4 or 5 times, and he loves it. So it's another nice thing to do over the summer,
Yeah, something to break the monotony of.
Yeah.
And is racing season that time of the year too?
Yeah, racing starts. It's like April to October. So.
Oh shit! What's he doing? Like carts? Is that what you start off with? Yeah.
Yep.
Do you still do the derbies?
No, I haven't done that in like 2014. I think might have been the last time I did that. I wouldn't be able to do it now anyway with my neck.
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
But I
busted your neck up.
car crash.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about that a couple times, and I don't know if I was ever hashed out of why you busted up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like such a shitty situation
Yeah.
too. Like, obviously, glad you're okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
making it through. Dude, the derbies, like we were. Last time I ran derbies was maybe like a year or two before you said you stopped. The last one I ran, the next day I woke up, I felt like dog shit, right? Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And it's so expensive, I feel like now.
Yeah.
especially
Oh,
now.
yeah. I'm so glad I got out when I did. Like, the amount of money they put into these cars, it's like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, it's stupid.
No, not just to go smash it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, nowadays, like, they have, like, a whole class where you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to
Yeah,
now, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. The amount of, like, custom fucking gas tanks and all this shit. I mean, we used to have our own gas tank, like, run gas tank, but now it's like...
I don't put money in my good cars.
Dude, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Why would I
yeah.
put money into something that barely runs?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys that used to do, or that did it when I did it, and that are still doing it.
Like the
And
older guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the younger guys too.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, go ahead. I guess if it is fun. Don't get me wrong. It
Whatever
is fun,
floats your
but,
boat.
Yeah.
I just the amount of work that went into it for the amount that you got out of it started overweighing. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. What do you win now? Like $400?
No, they pay pretty good now.
Oh, really?
From what I understand. Like, I haven't even been to one in a while, but I know they had like a couple big, like, it might have been like, I don't want to say a number and then be completely off, but
Yeah.
I know it's over $1,000 to win West End. It might even be, I thought somebody said like 5,000 one time. I'm not
No
sure,
shit.
but
Yep, times are changing.
yeah.
Different. Now you got, like, school bus demos,
Yeah.
combine demos. We won't see that here, but
No.
out in the Midwest, they do, like, these combine demos. You ever seen that?
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
It's so stupid. Let's just take a $300,000 piece of equipment and destroy it.
See the surfaces and the Murphys out there riding their combines into each other.
It's hilarious. Oh fuck. Yeah, dude, that's something that's. I don't know if they. I'm assuming demolition derbies are all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they got it.
that's
most
not
part.
a West End thing. That's
No,
a
I knew
West
that.
End
Yeah,
thing.
I wasn't sure it was like a northeastern thing.
Yeah.
Like Scrapple. You can't get Scrapple anywhere but here.
Yeah.
Do you like Scrapple?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
one of the greatest breakfast foods ever made.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist anywhere else but here.
Did not know that.
Even Wisconsin, like where they just have a bunch of like cows and pigs and cheese. No Scrapple. I don't know why I said cheese. It has absolutely nothing to do with Scrapple, but the pig. part.
You would have think they would have Scrapple
Nope.
of all the places.
Nope. Growing up, my dad was friends with somebody who lived out there, and they would come here and buy every fucking place out of Scrapple and take it home. Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
You ever have venison Scrapple?
No.
I'll have to get those things.
Bro, you're missing out.
It's amazing.
Missing
it's
out.
amazing. It's like I don't even know how to. It's
There is no explanation. It's fantastic. There's no. You'll eat it and you'll be like, I'm ruined. I'm ruined.
yeah, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like having a real cheeseburger and then you go out like to McDonald's. And you're like, okay, I see the difference here.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. That's how I. It's
Yeah, you'll
we
be
make
ruined.
very good Scrapple.
You'll be ruined.
don't
Because
have-
I
don't
look
have it
forward
left.
to it for the little 3 slivers that Dan gives me every year.
It's a hot commodity, man. You like
He like hands it to
Everybody
me in the
gets it.
grocery parking lot in the plastic wrapper.
yeah, like a special little handshake. That's hilarious. So what's on the taps for you now? Like you said, you got 2 dough tags.
Yeah.
Are you gonna bow or do you muzzleloader?
I might take. I've never shot one with the flintlock, so that's always been something I've wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very good with one. I can never get over that delay. You know, it's,
The flash in the eye.
it just doesn't. I'm not very good with it, but I'll definitely be out with the bow for sure. And then maybe if a couple guys want to go do a little
Small
drives or
and
something,
shit, yeah.
then I'll take the flintlock. But because I would like to shoot one with it, just to say I could or did, you know. But I also don't like when I go sit with it and it don't go off. Cause
that would be literally the thing that would make me wrap that around a tree.
yeah.
Don't
I've
ever
had-
get one because it's gonna happen.
You spend all this time and then finally you get the
Yeah.
opportunity and then I would literally want to just wrap
That
it around
happened
a
to
tree.
me I've been tug out by the late season the last couple of years, but the last time I actually had a tag in the late season. That happened to me 3 different times where they stood there and they freaking 40, 50 yards. Yeah, nothing.
See, yeah, that would make me literally give it up right there.
And then the one time I finally do get it to go off, I miss. So it's like
I'm out there to hunt, like, you know what I mean. Now I know that's part of it, but at the same point, I want my freaking gun to go off.
Yeah,
I'd rather miss than for the shit to not go off.
yeah.
Honestly,
that would just piss me off.
I would rather just miss.
And let's be honest, like you're shooting them.
And you know what the worst part is? You go shoot it at the range 10 times, same weather conditions. 10 times goes off every single time. Every single time.
Go out in the woods.
Yep.
Nothing.
Then it don't.
And you're like, I mean, you shoot the bow really good. You're shooting tighter groups with your bow than you can.
Oh,
with
by far, by far, yeah.
So it's gotten to the point where it's like, why even? Like for me, like that's just one like in my brain because I have a muzzle or a flintlock. I think I took it out 1 year and I was like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah,
with this.
yeah. The only reason, if like I said, if guys want to go,
Yeah.
something to do, and I wouldn't like to knock that one off,
Check
saying
off.
that I got because then I would never have to do it again.
Yep, got my deer. We're good. It would be fun. It would be fun. I've always wanted to like dress up like Civil War times, and just carry a American flag and just do a deer drive.
with the wig,
would be hilarious.
You should get a wig with the braid.
Oh
and all.
yeah. Oh, we're doing it. If we're doing it, we're doing it. Be hilarious.
Musket and everything. Get the knife off the end.
Dude, my buddy had a. You ever hear of a blunderbuss?
I don't think so. No.
It's essentially like a pirate pistol, and it's like the barrel's like that big around, like 3 inches, right? And you just the principle of the thing was
when
you
you're
just
in
stuff
a
anything
when
in
you're in a blunder, you just fucking
yeah, you're just they're throwing nails in and shit. I wanted to shoot this thing so bad, but his dad's like, we can't shoot this because someone's gonna go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And to this day, I don't think they've ever shot it.
Yeah.
No.
My one buddy's dad has one of them flintlock pistols. You ever see them?
Mm-hmm.
Them 50 calibers?
Mm-hmm.
And that old guy can shoot that thing better than I can shoot a regular flintlock. Like, it's amazing how.
Really?
Yeah, he's really accurate with it.
No shit.
I guess he shot quite a few deer with it too.
With the pistol.
Yeah. Wow. Like, he's more accurate with that flintlock pistol than I am with a pistol, like a regular pistol.
No shit. That's just the guy who loves it and
Yeah,
he's been doing it for
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of power.
You gotta have the love for it because I literally have no desire to go buy a flintlock and spend any time with it.
They're fun to shoot.
Yeah. Well, and I know guys, a couple of my buddies, and my grandfather before he passed they're really good with them. Like they could shoot them like at 50 yards. You wouldn't know they weren't shooting a rifle.
I have
like
a buddy he loves it. He'll buy one. He'll look for a specific one as he's walking around at shows or whatever. He's looking for something specific, and he finds it. He'll spend whatever it costs
Just to get whatever it is.
to whatever.
No shit.
Yep, he loves it that much, and
I wonder if it's like going back, we'll just say go back 50, 60, 70 years. The technology for everything else, like that was probably a decent weapon at the time.
Yeah.
Like now we just have everything to pick from that's inherent. I mean, essentially a slingshot, you could probably kill a deer faster than
I started with a fucking 3x9.
Yeah,
center
7mm.
fire
Oh,
rifle.
yeah. What? Okay, in your professional opinion, how long have you been hunting? 20 years? 20-something years?
24 years now, yeah.
24 is crazy when you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in 24 years, what do you think the best caliber for Pennsylvania hunting is?
30-06.
30-06. That was a fast answer. You're very confident.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't argue that
That's
fact.
what Dad says. But Dad he didn't think a 7mm weight could kill a bear, and I killed a bear with it.
I mean, you can kill a bear at 22.50 if you try hard enough.
Well, but
I know what you mean. I know. I'm being an
you
asshole. I know.
But
that guy in the bar
my
who's like,
dad is a 30-06 man till he
Oh, so is my dad.
fucking can't breathe anymore.
What do you shoot? 150s, 180s?
150s.
150s. So you're cooking. But there's like no kick, very little kick.
Well, I'd say a 7mm weight's the best. That's just my opinion. But okay, so we'll talk about that. I think it all depends on your load, because I had one load that shot so great out of that gun, and it was more like a zip through.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no hemorrhaging, blowing shit up. But I got these new Hornadays. No matter where you touch that deer, it's like
You're losing a lot of
explosion.
Yeah.
I think it's all it depends on the load.
Yeah.
And
No, I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of science that goes into the gun. There's some guys that are real nerdy
I
about
will
guns.
after this box of Hornadays is gone. I won't buy another box of them because it literally lights.
Is
my
it the
deer.
whitetail ones?
Yes, it lights.
Shoot the SSTs.
It lights that freaking shoulders up like you wouldn't believe.
I mean, that's what they're trying to do, right? Because
but I'm trying to eat my deer. I'm not trying to. You know.
right. Do you do your own loads or you just buy
No.
regular?
No.
What do you shoot?
I guess
Core
they
locks?
don't. No, I shoot the Winchester ballistic tips, the silver tips.
Oh, yeah, okay, yep.
But I guess they don't make them anymore.
Nope, my dad.
And I
bought,
can't find them anymore.
Nope.
So I'll be changing. I mean, I still have I shoot 1 or 2 shots a year with my rifle.
Yeah.
So I have.
It's
At
so
this rate, I have for the next 10 years. But I haven't been able to find a box. Like I'm on my last box, and I haven't been able to find them anywhere.
They're just called silver tips, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Winchester
my
silver?
dad. That's his favorite load out of that gun.
Yeah.
The sporting goods store that I
Crazy
used to work
accurate.
out. He asked me if there was any there, and that was the old store that I worked at. And at the time, it was the last 6 boxes that were there. My dad literally said, "Buy all 6 boxes. I don't give a shit what price they are. They can be $150 a box. Buy every box."
How's your dad feel that guys like Justin now can't get a box?
He'll probably sell them for twice the price.
Which would still probably be cheaper than retail nowadays.
Yeah.
No, but you can't find them. Dad loves them. I know exactly what shell you're talking about.
He shoots 165s though, doesn't he?
No, they're one. I talked to them the other day. They are 150.
They are
yeah.
150s? Okay.
I was mistaken, and
I know a lot of guys like the 165s out of 308s.
yeah. But no, it's I know exactly what you're talking about.
I love
But the
my
core locks work great at my 7mm weight. That's what shot the best out of them.
They're like cheap as shit too. I love it.
Yeah, but they don't mash up your deer.
Yeah. I hate like a lot of people, especially when they're younger, women or stuff, shooting with 243s. You clip bone with a 243, and you're losing that half of the deer.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible. I was talking to an old timer about and a lot of old guys shoot this round, a 270.
Yep.
Shooting a 150 grain bullet out of a 270, which is really hard to find. But I found some, and I want to try. A guy that I know shot a doe, good sized doe, and it was literally like it just blew a hole through. Like you're shooting like a 35 whaling, like it just goes beep, right through.
Zip, zip.
So
zip.
like you were just saying, no hemorrhaging, no nothing. So I want to try that, but I got to get to it. I want to. Do you sight in like private land and stuff? Dude, like I
Gun
don't-
clubs, but
Oh yeah. See, that's what I got to do is join a gun club
yeah.
because don't ever go to the public.
No,
It's
I've never gone to
fucking-
public. No, I
You
know.
go there and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Even a weekday or a weekend, it don't matter.
I went
There's somebody there being weird.
opening Saturday of rifle. I was like, no one's gonna be there. Call my dad. I'm like, meet me at the local, we'll say, public land range. We go there. There was 45 people there. I couldn't believe it. Every single rifle. I think there was one that was open. It was like the handicap section. Every single one was taken and people shooting.
You should have been able to shoot that.
We're
right?
like, the handicap one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. It didn't say if it was mental or physical, so I didn't. I didn't want to take.
Well, you're fat and retarded, so.
I don't think. Touche. That's good. Touche. Oh shit. Yeah, that's right. You leave. Lock the door when he leaves. So he can't get back in. Oh man, that's funny. So, wow, we've been going for a while.
Yeah.
Do you gotta get out of here? Do you have like a time?
Pretty soon. I got it.
Eagles game is in like
Yeah, that's
20 minutes.
Yeah, pretty soon.
30 minutes. All right, so we'll get
Go
you out of here.
Birds.
He's a diehard Eagles fan too.
Yeah. They need this one.
Yeah. Who are you guys playing? Dallas.
Yeah.
And Dallas beat you guys, or no? You
Not
beat Dallas.
yet. Yeah, we beat Dallas the first time.
Okay. So,
But they lose this one. San Francisco beat them last week. It's then the seed, the seeding, the division. It's all pretty important one. So.
See, I have no chips in the game here. I'm a Dolphins fan. I have nothing to do with the NFC East. From an outside perspective, Dallas is gonna fuck it up. They always do.
I hope so.
They
I hope so.
always do.
I hope so.
I like Philly. I went to a couple games in the vet actually.
Yeah.
Fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool. I like to see him. I like to see Hurts put it together.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too.
I'm sure you would.
They should have had it. They should have had it last year. But
Yeah.
man, yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, look at the Bills. They were so good. And they're,
Yeah.
Well, I think they're winning right now. But,
Well, typical.
They were losing, or they
Oh.
were winning only by 3.
okay.
last
How's your
week's
Flyers
time.
doing?
They're actually doing good this year. A lot better than I thought they were going to be.
You're a Philly fan?
Yeah.
Well, you're a Philly everything fan, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah. He was saying.
Yeah, I was just, as you walked out,
I'm
I was
a
like, this guy's a fucking diehard Eagles fan.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with the Flyers. They look a lot better than I thought they were going to be. So.
Oh, the Bills did beat the Chiefs.
Did they?
20-17.
My boss lives in Philly, and he's everything Philly.
Yeah.
And he was like, Flyers are going to suck this year. Now apparently they're doing good. I haven't really followed hockey too much.
They were supposed to suck. Like they
Really?
There wasn't. Yeah, it was going to be like bottom 6 of the league. But I think right now they're actually in playoff. Like the season's very, very early.
Right.
But they're in position to be in the playoffs. So
Dude, I fucking love hockey. Like,
It
I don't
is
know shit about it, but it's so much fun to watch.
Dude,
it is the best sport to watch live.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like in person is definitely the best sport.
Even like, go ahead.
Do you know the Raiders lost today?
2?
The Vikings? 3-0. It almost went to overtime, 0-0.
That's terrible. That's
That's pretty bad.
was it in Dome?
It was at Oakland.
Oh, so Las Vegas. It's not like it's like 12 inches of snow on the ground.
But there was never a game to go to overtime with 0-0 score, and then they won in the last few seconds with a fucking field goal.
That's terrible. All right, back to hockey. Dude, like even like going to like the I don't
Phantoms?
Yeah, the Phantoms.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome to go to.
And you can usually get really good seats for really cheap, like
Yeah,
the Phantoms.
$40-$50 I feel
Yeah.
like it is. It might even be less than that. I don't even know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, dude. Well, we'll wrap this up and let you get back to the house. And
Yeah.
watch the Eagles game.
Yeah.
And see the kid and the wife. That's
Yeah,
why you're going
yeah,
home. We
yeah.
all know that.
Yeah.
Before we go, is there anything you want to add? We left out.
I don't think so. I think we covered quite a bit.
Yeah, we did. We'll have to get you back on after you shoot another big one next year.
Yeah, hopefully. Be nice to keep it going.
We've